All right, yogis, let's do some pranayama. Two of these are going to be the more traditional pranayamas, or at least by traditional I mean what people typically will think of when they talk about pranayama in terms of breathing exercises. And then the third one is more of an internal kriya, but it still counts as pranayama because we're using it to move energy around the body. The first technique I want to tell you about is Kapalbhati breathing. Sometimes you'll hear it pronounced Kapalbhati, depending on how it's spelled. It's also known as skull shining breath, which reflects the fact that we're focusing our attention on the crown of the head as we're doing the practice, and in a sense, polishing the inside of the skull with our attention and our breath. So Kapalbhati breathing, you can sit in any of the meditative postures that's comfortable to you, or you can sit Japanese style with the heels tucked underneath the hips. I'm going to sit in Ardha Siddhasana for this. Whichever one you choose, you want to have a really nice tall spine, of course. And with Kapalbhati breathing, we are focusing entirely on the exhale. The inhale just takes care of itself. Don't even worry about it. You're going to be snapping the low abdomen in to force air out of the lungs and create an exhale effect. So it looks like this. I'm going to do it slow to start. And you can hear I've got a little bit of a constriction in the back of the throat, like you would if you're doing Ujjayi breath. And you want to do this as rapidly as you can while still maintaining control of the breath. So you don't want it to get so ragged that you're just out of control and there's no rhythm to it. So it needs to be a nice steady breath. If that means you have to go a little slower to begin, that's okay. You can work up to it. And we're going to do about a 30-second round here. We'll take an inhale and an exhale. And then inhale about halfway and begin. And release. At the end of a round, you should pause, let the eyes close if they're not already closed. Notice any sensations that are coming up in the body. And this is an excellent breathing exercise to do before you sit for meditation. You can feel while you're practicing it the way it begins to drive energy upward. So you're snapping in the belly, it's driving air up. That air is taking prana up with it toward the crown of the head. Our second pranayama is called Bhastrika. It's similar to Kapalbhati in that we're using the belly muscles to move air in and out of the lungs. However, we're accentuating the inhale and the exhale and using the belly like a bellows, like this. So really vigorously moving the air in and out. And you don't have to concentrate just on the exhale. You're going to need all your concentration in the belly to do both. However, as you do that, you want to try to have your visual attention focused on the third eye. So you can close the eyes. And again, we'll do a set for about 30 seconds. Take an inhale and an exhale. Inhale about halfway and begin. And release. Sit there and pause. You may notice at the end of this one that the breath does not want to return immediately, so you can sit there in breathlessness for a moment or two. So with Bhastrika, we're really getting a lot of oxygen into the bloodstream, energizing our nervous system, and creating Agni, again, fire in the belly. And that's great for digestion, not just in terms of the food that you're consuming, but also digestion in terms of whatever we're consuming from the outside world, things that we want to burn up, that we're processing, that we're transmuting, things that no longer serve us. We can sort of like put that in the furnace of our pranayama here and help process and move that through our system so that it can serve us in a better way. That's Bhastrika. This third pranayama is called Circulating Prana, or Circulating the Chi. And it's more of an internal kriya really than it is a vigorous pranayama breathing practice. But anytime we're moving energy, of course, we call that pranayama. So this one is a very smooth inhale and smooth exhale. And as we do that, we're going to be moving our attention through the chakras and then down the spine in a particular way. So we haven't talked a lot about the chakras in this course, but you probably all know that there are 6 plus the crown lotus. We commonly refer to it as a chakra, but technically speaking, it's not. That's a whole other course probably. But anyway, so we'll call them 7 chakras for now. And what we'll do is at the beginning of our inhale, we'll imagine that prana, chi, is pooled at the bottom of the spine in Muladhara, the first chakra, the base chakra. And so from that pool, on our inhale, we begin drawing that prana up the front side of the body. Okay, so beginning in Muladhara, we come up to Svadhisthana, the second chakra. Manipura in the solar plexus, that's the third one. Anahata is in the heart. Vishuddha is in the throat. Anya, the third eye. And then Sahasrara, the crown lotus, is at the very top of the head in the center. So at the top of your inhale, you will have drawn that prana all the way up the front side of the body, peaking with the inhale up here. On the exhale, that prana then courses down the back side of the body along the spine, just like a waterfall. So falling down the back, just trickling down the spine all the way back down to Muladhara, where it pulls up again at the bottom of your exhale. So inhaling up and exhaling down. Now, if you know the names of the chakras, the Sanskrit names, you can go ahead and chant those silently to yourself as you do this. We'll go through this a couple of times and I will chant them for you. And then as you learn them, if you want to add that part in, that's great. That'll amplify your practice a little bit. But if you don't know the Sanskrit names, you can simply visualize them. But whatever works for you, just so that you can visualize the prana. That's the important part, is visualizing with your attention where we are in the body as we move this energy around. So sit tall in your chosen position. Again, you can sit in any of the meditative positions, or you can tuck the heels underneath the hips if that's easier. And then exhale out and start with your attention at Muladhara and begin your inhale through Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Anya, third eye. Sahasrara, you should be at the top of your inhale. And now exhale gently. Imagine that energy trickling down the spine like a waterfall all the way down the back side of the body, coming to rest and pooling back down at the bottom at the base of the spine in Muladhara chakra, and beginning again with an inhale up through Svadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Anya, the third eye, all the way up to the top, the crown, Sahasrara, top of your inhale. And now exhale, it's trickling down the back side of the body, down the spine like a waterfall, all the way down. Visualize it coming down and pooling at the bottom of the spine again. And we'll inhale again, coming up from Muladhara through Svadhisthana, the solar plexus, Manipura, Anahata, heart, Vishuddha, Anya, the third eye, Sahasrara at the top of your inhale, top of the head. Exhale, energy falling down, all the way down like a waterfall, down the back side of the body, coursing down the spine, coming down to Muladhara chakra at the bottom, pooling up. And now on your inhale, beginning to draw it up again through Svadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddha, Anya, third eye. Sahasrara at the top of the head, top of your inhale. And now one final exhale as you let that energy, that prana, course down the back side of the body, all the way down, watching it fall, trickling down and pulling again at Muladhara at the base of the spine. So you can complete that internal visualization as many times as you like. I would recommend doing it at least 24 times, let's say 24 times, and then go into your meditation following one of these pranayamas. You don't have to do them all. You can choose just one. If you're feeling really ambitious, you can do more than one, but it's not necessary. But basically, we're using these pranayamas to activate our chakras, to really wake up the energy in the body, and to begin learning how to move it around in certain ways so that at some future date, when you get into the more advanced practices, you've already got a solid grounding in these very basic yet powerful pranayama techniques.